Shut up, Tyler.
Well, speaking of summoning a bunch of stinky shit, guys, we're here to talk about anime.
Yep.
That's
Here
seg,
on-
though. That's seg.
Yep. Here on Anime FMK, where we hold up cards and they mean things sometimes.
You see, because this means we don't like it.
Yep.
And this means we do like it. So if we hold up 2 of these, that means it lives. But if we hold up 2 or more of these, it's gonna die.
Yep. Somebody in the comments last week saying, I guess the rules don't matter because Comic Girls died even though it only had 2 knives. Like, yeah, that's been the rule since the beginning last fall.
Yeah. I mean, if we hold up 3 knives, then anything that gets 2 knives is saved.
Yep.
If we hold up 2 things with 2 knives, it goes to a poll.
Yep.
But if we hold up 2 things with 3 knives, 2 or more,
Yep.
then it goes to the Wheel of
Justice.
Oh, I thought it was Death. I always forget.
Yep.
I wanted it to be Wheel of Death because that's what we did in DBZA.
Nope.
But Justice,
That's a
justice
different
works
thing.
better. Yeah.
Yep. When God is dead, justice decides.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, we'll see if we got any polls or wheels this week as we start off with Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, Episode 6. Yaoi girl is sad because her favorite manga character died. Then Christmas happens. That's like the whole fucking episode. I don't know what else to say.
I'm sorry. That is really good.
Yeah. That's the episode.
Okay, like I like the first segment because it's a great bait and switch. I like the idea that this big emotional moment happens between Hiro and Naru, and as it turns out, it's because a fucking manga character died. That's like good comedy to me. I dug on that. And you guys are stone faced. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get much of a chuckle out of that. I liked seeing Mr. Robot Boy show some human emotion. Like,
yeah.
oh, my girlfriend is sad. I wonder what I can do to cheer her up. Like, that's kind of nice. But boy, this episode was boring, y'all.
Well, I mean, the second bit didn't help.
No, it did not.
Because I hate Hiro's brother
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so Precious Little Cinnamon Buns, they're hard to write well. Because if you write them too bratty, then they lose their charm. But if you write them too sweet, they're basically like, they're not even Cinnabuns. They're like this other one in the mall that like took over when Cinnabon was like, yeah, fuck this, we can't support our franchise out here, and everything is like undercooked and way too sweet. That's what this character is: undercooked, too sweet, and the worst.
It's like pouring Mountain Dew in Cocoa Puffs.
Yes.
That's what he's like.
Yep.
Oh, I'm happy when other people are happy. Shut the fuck up.
It's
no.
like drinking an entire can of Ecto Cooler by High C.
Yes.
Although
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one still drinking this stuff.
No, we had it for our 90s celebration on Friday.
Okay, good.
Although I will say this, Naru's response to him is the right kind of dark for me, where she just grabs him by the shoulder and says, no, it's okay, listen. You don't have to be jealous of those people who are happy, because happiness is transient. Sooner or later, that happiness will burn out like the rest of us. And I'm like, okay.
That's, I can get on board with that. The transience of all things, like, that helps me when I'm down. This will end, and everybody who's happy right now will someday be miserable in their turn.
Good.
Yeah. Very Zen Buddhist way to look at it. I like it.
Also, the last segment, oh god damn it. So, I'm just gonna have to ignore that scene from the episode before last ever happened. I'm gonna have to ignore it because outside of that one scene, like Hana and Taro's relationship still fascinates and like entertains me. And in this episode, we get a really good scene with them.
I mean, I will say that though I would have liked if they'd actually properly addressed the conflict in that episode, which they have not, they're also not doing that whole fighting all the time thing anymore. Like, something has changed as a result of that episode.
And as we see, Taro is trying to be a better boyfriend. In fact, we see early hints of it early on, like he's pushing everybody to get their work done. And as it turns out, it's because he wanted to take his girlfriend on a nice date for Christmas like he didn't last year. And it's a really sweet scene.
I thought that scene was really good. I actually really liked the last scene. That was very cute.
Oh, also the scene with the umbrellas.
Oh, yeah, that was fine.
You know what I appreciate about that scene the most?
What's that?
When Taro tells Hana like, hey, so you want to stay over at my place? Or no, he's like, you want to come home to my place for the night? And she's like, for the night? Oh, yeah, sure. But if we're gonna do that, let me go home first. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna change into those NAS panties, girl.
Yeah, it was nice seeing some low-key evidence that they are actually fucking.
And oh my god! So remember when we talked about, and I think we talked about this before, how adults in anime, like we'd never get any.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice to have adults that, oh yeah, they have relationships and they fuck and they have problems that they work through, and it's like, oh, holy shit.
I love that they are out of high school and college. Like,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
That is the thing that's been keeping me going through this very uneven show.
Like, because yeah, for the first, it's kind of weird because all these high school kids, and it's like, yeah, I kind of identify with that, I guess. I mean, I was a high schooler once, so I
It unites us all.
Yeah, but no, seeing actual adults with actual problems, that shit I relate to. So,
Yep.
like, I actually liked this episode, like, okay, except for the fucking brother. That's a whole, like, fucking third of this episode, maybe more.
Yeah.
God, I hate that fucking character. He's not overly aggressively bad, but he's just poorly enough done to drag everything else down.
Yeah, he's not great. This episode also wasn't that great. And I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. Like, it finally committed that cardinal sin of just being straight boring. Whereas other episodes that had more of a conflict, even if it was clumsily done, even if the characters weren't the greatest, it was doing something that would at least be interesting to talk about. And this episode didn't even manage that. So, sorry. Knife. Not happy about it. But gotta be true.
I like the show. I like these characters. I like the fact that they're adults.
A character sheet does not make a good character. They're one-dimensional and they're very boring. And just because they have traits doesn't make them good.
Well, guys, that's a double knife for Wotakoi. So we've already got something on the prospective chopping block.
I loved you, Wotakoi. Hopefully I'll continue to love you. Let's see if anything else fucked up this week.
You can keep watching it. I didn't watch Comic Girls only out of lack of time. I fully intend to go watch today's episode, which I'm sure is awful, but I'll watch it.
I had hope for you, Wotakoi. I don't know if I ever quite loved you, but let's see if we have hope for Space Battleship Tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
Yeah. In this episode 7, Subaru's older brother Isuzu recruits him to the dark side with minimal effort. He attempts to upgrade Subaru's cockpit to use magic green spooge, maybe this very ecto-cooler, to make him more efficient at piloting, but Subaru is afraid to dunk his head underwater.
This has got to have ringed so many bells for you.
Dude, the whole time I was laughing out loud and just dying. So I'm like, yeah, what if like that jelly shit in Ava? What if like you got hair in that? Do you want to have that in your lungs? Like
That was so
ew.
effective. As soon as it shows, like, hey, this guy will show you how it's done. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah, you just see his fucking hair and shit all floating around.
And
take a deep breath, like. Ah.
And I love Subaru. He's like, do you think I could get a fresh batch? What? No, that's incredibly wasteful. And I can't do that.
I also, God, and I love at the end when they're all like, oh, come on, let's see if you got powers. Come on, strip down, come on. Just,
And everybody calls him Susie. That's great.
yeah, I
It's real good.
love just how, like, I didn't expect them to get, like, super serious, but I'm glad that everything is kind of deflated here. I love him just going, shit, I forgot my eye thing.
Yeah.
I can't not have my eye thing.
And the fact that they call it an eye thing.
Yeah, that he specifically says my eye thing. I'm like, yes, that's good.
Yeah, so I don't feel baited and switched, but I did feel like, okay, so are we going to get like an actual villain? And no, we didn't actually get that at all. We got a guy who's ostensibly the bad guy, the villain, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But he's actually even more of a derp than Subaru,
Yeah.
and it's kind of great.
Yeah.
He is the villain exactly as much as Subaru is the hero.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that actually is playing out really well for what is essentially, as you said, him being converted to the dark side, but the whole time he's just like, what is this? This is so gross.
Yeah. And I like that there's just no resistance. Like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll do that now. It's
Yeah.
I think it's been about time for a career change, you know.
Well, I mean, he did talk consistently about how he hated that place.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's not like there wasn't precedents for like, hey, you want to go like hang out on our ship? And he's like, fuck yes, thank you, God,
Yeah.
get me out of here. So
Hey, when you guys vacuum, do you like check first and make sure nobody's playing Dragon Quest?
Yeah. No, I appreciate him just as he's going on and on, because like he's getting all serious about like everything that's going on and like the war and shit, and then he's like, what's in that case? What is that? And he like finds like that doll of him and everything. It's like, oh God. I thought that was good. This did exactly what I wanted it to, and I thought it was pretty fun.
yeah.
Yep.
I will say this. It was cool to like have like I love this new character. He's great, and I'm glad that we're in a new environment. I do kind of worry that we're gonna get more of the same jokes that we've been getting, because I was actually sort of excited when this whole thing happened. I'm like, oh, cool, we're shaking things up. I don't need serious. That's not what I need.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of taking on stuff that is serious and then flipping it on its head. And no, it's kind of more just taking the average sci-fi mecha stuff and then making it mundane. Which there's a comedy to that. There is.
Yeah.
Like there's and it's worked pretty well for the most part. But it was running dry before last episode, and now we're back into it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I still like some of the jokes here, but I'm a little bit afraid we're just gonna kind of run back into the same old, same old.
Yeah, I think they've resonated more with me the most as the guy that watches a lot of mecha shit. I'm like, yeah, like what about because it's fun to go like, what's the logistics of all this bullshit that you see all the time? I think that's like really funny. That's really good fodder for me.
Yeah, and that's why the LCL stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, I was over here like, oh, cool. That's something I did not expect them to touch on fucking LCL of all things. So the moment that happened, I was like, okay, it's the same old bullshit we've been getting, but I'm actually into this one. So what's this about?
Yeah, I think that's all it needs to keep doing for me, honestly. I mean, it's a 7-minute show. It's exactly what it is. It wears it on its sleeve. And I would like it to, as you say, like vary it up a bit more. Maybe have some actual conflict, like with people in the new ship or the base he's in or whatever. But even if we just get goofs, I still like it.
Yeah. As I said, I don't need serious. Conflict is what
Yeah.
I like some conflict. But yeah, this is a good episode. I like his brother? Yeah, the brother.
Yeah, Isuzu Nissan.
Yes. Oh my God,
Yeah.
no.
As soon as he said that, I was like, yes,
Susan. And what's his name?
Subaru.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it's Susan. God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well,
Great
guys, we're 3 for 3. This was a fine episode. I don't know that it was like blowing my mind marbles, but it was more than enough to sustain me for 7 minutes. I wouldn't call it 7 minutes in heaven, but a particularly pleasant purgatory. So that's a triple fuck, a trifecta, if you will.
First trifecta of the week.
Yep.
Actually, have you knifed? I feel like you might have knifed tiramisu at some point.
Oh, yeah, like
Yeah.
the first few
Yeah,
weeks.
okay, yeah.
In fact, I think last week was the first eggplant I've given it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
It's been getting by on double eggplants for a while. Speaking of something that's gotten a fair share of eggplants, let's see if Lupin III Part V can keep it going with Episode 7, in which Gaston, an old mentor of Lupin's, hires him to steal a painting that turns out to hide the Black Notebook, a notebook containing all of the French police and intelligence agencies' dirty laundry. Now Lupin is on the run from the French authorities, and Gaston is apparently dead. Gaston's last message warns Lupin about the mysterious Albert, a name from Lupin's past.
So, is it Albert or Albert?
It's always pronounced Albert.
Albert?
Yeah, and the way they do the katakana, that's Aruberu. So I assume it's Albert.
Yeah, I mean, they say Lupin, so they so I guess it's Albert.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
So, wait, so is Albert the guy we keep seeing with the glasses.
Yes.
Okay, he gay, right?
Totally.
Yeah, he gay.
Absolutely.
Because
After the guy gave him a cigarette? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was talking with my friend Gav, and I was like, he gay though, right? And he's like, what do you mean? That scene.
Yeah,
The scene
totally.
in the room.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not just gay the way anime characters are gay, where they're gay but not really gay. He seems
No.
actually canonically gay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like Zenny got his assistant in Fujiko Mine gay. By the way, if you haven't seen a woman named Fujiko Mine, see a woman named Fujiko Mine.
I do have to see that.
No, it's like this quality of Lupin, but all about Fujiko, and it's great.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. And this quality, by the way, through the roof, just consistently, all the animation, the movement, the background,
Can we talk
everything.
about that? Can we talk about the scene where he's sitting at the table and you don't see Lupin, you see him reflected in the goddamn glass? Jesus.
That was a lot of great cinematography and just awesome storyboarding here. I mean, I don't know if it's still called cinematography, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean. The shots look cool.
Yeah.
And like the way they compose a scene throughout this whole thing is done so well.
Everyone likes to talk about art and animation in anime. What a lot of people don't think about is storyboarding, because you can have beautiful, fluid, all the in-betweens, all the great keyframes. You can have these wonderfully detailed shots, but if they're at boring angles, if it's a lot of I forget what it's called, reverse shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's boring. Nobody wants to watch that. It's okay for comedy, and it's terrible for something like Lupin III. Almost every shot is meant to give you a sense of like foreshadowing or tightness, or again, the shot like with the glass, everything. It's so good. It looks so good.
Yeah, I'm just consistently floored by assuming how much budget they're throwing at this, because it really does look the part.
See, I don't think there's a whole ton of budget going towards this. I think there's a great production schedule and a team of talented, devoted animators.
Yeah.
Because One Punch Man did not have a huge budget. Everyone thinks like that budget was so huge.
No, it's just because Madhouse are gods.
Yeah. Well, actually, yes. Madhouse is a pantheon. Literally, they just got a bunch of their best animators, and we're like, hey, guys, so we've got this show. Why don't you work on it? And here with Lupin, you can see that, they love working on this show.
Yeah.
Like every shot, like the shot where Lupin is in the car with the guy, it's this great, because outside there's just the dim light. Inside the car it's dark, and you just see the silhouette of Lupin come up, and I'm like,
yeah.
Everything in this episode, and the writing too. Like
the writing's super good.
Yeah, we've been talking about the visuals, but
yeah, the writing's awesome. The soundtrack continues to kick ass, just the right level of noir jazz shit that I love.
And a lot of characters playing other characters in this one, which done to the right amount, because we have Lupin as Fujiko in that first scene, which great tease in the preview, because I was like, oh, what's Fujiko got going on? Oh, it's actually Lupin with these little sleeves and I was like, that's cool. Also, kind of. If he was feeling him up, I mean, wouldn't he? You know what? It's Lupin. I'll just
say yes.
It wouldn't be Lupin without at least one thing. Like, wait a minute. Like, why was anybody ever convinced that, this is a missing Picasso but it was really something his granddaughter doodled? Like, no, what? What kind of bullshit story is this? But, whatever, it's Lupin.
Yeah.
Lupin logic.
Yeah. And luckily, the Lupin logic here is not too bad. The Lupin logic can get bad.
Yeah.
Like, if it goes too far, because, it can really pull you out of the experience. But
not for me. I think it's I know what I'm watching, and I think it's the characters that really pull me in. I don't really care what they're doing.
Well, as I said, here, it's just the right amount of Lupin logic.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I'm very curious what is going to happen next. A lot of intrigue. The setting is great. Also, I think I realized something, and I didn't bring this up. So we just started this new arc. This doesn't have where are they right now?
I've been assuming France.
Yeah, they're still in France.
Yeah.
So cool thing, and I didn't realize this. Remember how the last arc ended with them talking about Italy? Yeah. That was supposed to be. This is the lead-in to season 4. That whole that segment takes part as a prequel to season 4.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with it, but also explains one, why Rebecca, that awful bitch, ain't there, and two, it's just neat. It's neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was also wondering, like, wait a second, but they talking about Italy last time. I was afraid because I'm like, oh no, back to Italy.
Yeah.
We just did that for an entire season. Oh no, okay, that was their play.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too worried about the timeline. I grew up watching like Sliders and Quantum Leap, where the end of every episode was some wacky hijinks that's supposedly a preview from the next episode, but half the time they showed it out of order anyway, so who fucking cares?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It can hop around the timeline all at once. This did what it needed to do, which is set up the conflict and the stakes for this next, presumably, like, probably about 5-episode arc. And I'm interested. I'm into it. I like that there seems to be a personal connection for Lupin, both in his dead, he's not dead, mentor.
Oh,
and
I think he's dead. Like, I legitimately think the mentor is dead.
we'll see.
We'll find out.
Yep, we will. And this new villain, this Albert, but I'm into it.
Yeah, it should be pretty obvious that we're all into it. Like, goddamn.
Even if you don't have any familiarity with Lupin, I think this is actually something you can get into. I don't think you really need to know who everybody is.
Yeah. You could read a synopsis of each character just to get
Yes.
the base thing, and then watch this and be great.
Because my girlfriend's been watching it with me. She was like, I didn't watch a whole bunch of the old stuff. Lupin, he's a master thief. He's really smart, but really dumb. He's got a gunman that smokes, a samurai, and a girl who likes to seduce people. Okay,
There
cool.
you go. Done. Yeah, I watched, I don't know, a half dozen episodes of, what was it, Part 3 on Adult Swim back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I watched Castle of Cagliostro.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, just enough to know the concept, and there you go. That's all you need.
Castle of Cagliostro is not a Lupin movie.
No.
though.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's totally not.
They're there in art space only.
Yeah. That being said, it's also one of the best Lupin movies.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
It's but then that's Miyazaki.
Yeah, it's a Miyazaki movie that happens to have Lupin in it.
Yeah.
Is there a chibi Lupin series, like Lupin Babies, where they're at a daycare doing all this mischief?
Actually,
I feel like there is, and I can't tell if you're just like
If
lying
there
to me.
isn't, now I want one.
Because like Looney
Tunes
Tune
Babies.
Babies.
Yeah,
and Muppet Babies.
I can,
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen that actually,
Uh-huh.
but I can see this working out so well there, and like
Oh,
getting out as,
totally.
like the daycare.
Watching all the Lupin babies.
I would dig an episode of that. I would dig one episode of that before the joke ran immediately dry. So yeah, I'll take Lupin 3 Babies.
Well, that's a trifecta for Lupin. And speaking of premises running dry, guys, let's talk about Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online.
Do we have to?
For at least this week. In episode 6, Len pals around with the high schoolers for a while. Did I fuck up and watch the recap episode by accident? Nope, this is definitely episode 6. Then, Len meets M in real life, somehow, and he explains that he and Pito have made a murder-suicide pact if they don't win the next squad jam, unless Len is the one who wins because reasons.
I hate this. I hate it. I didn't hate it at first, but I hate it now.
Why do they feel compelled to introduce the artificial stakes? Like, I wouldn't be like. I was getting interested near the end of the squad jam because shit went bonkers. I'm like, good, you have a video game, go nuts. But now this, because we need stakes.
This actually makes me invested less than if it was
Yes.
just, I want to win a video game.
Totally.
I want her to lose so that these characters die.
Gonna be fun.
There's only one thing that's kind of interesting about this to me. Only one.
What?
Only one. The fact that the singer's Pito.
Yeah.
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 But-
Gavin, he brought that up to me. He's like, I think the singer's Pito, and I'm like, instantly in my mind, I'm like, that's why she was not at the Squad Jam. She was doing the concert.
Oh yeah, trust me. If you look at the YouTube comments, the Discord, the Twitch chat, anywhere, you'll run into a bunch of. So Pito's obviously the singer, right?
Oh, okay, I thought I was clever. But yeah, no.
Maybe you're exactly as clever as everybody else who figured it out.
See, that's the only thing that kind of has me interested, only because I'm like, oh, cool, they actually set up some real, like, clues for you to figure that out. I like when anime does that. Why is M the worst?
I hate how it just reeks of artifice to me, the whole thing. Like, she's so crazy. She's sad that she didn't have the thrill of being able to die playing a video game.
Okay, look, I can buy that somebody is totally like that, 100%. I can totally get that. Yeah, somebody wanted to be a part of that whole thing where they could kill and not be judged. Like, basically just be a normal, like, get away with it. They could kill and get away with it, or die in this amazing way. Like, yeah, I get that. I don't care about that. I don't want to watch that. I don't care about this character. I hate M. He's the worst.
M's real bad.
He's just a fanboy.
Yeah.
He's talking about, like, her, and, like, I'm worried about her. You're a fanboy, dude. You drink the same coffee she does. You're obsessed with her. You're a fanboy. Shut up. And Len goes along with this.
I like how, like, the whole time he's super serious, she's like, really? But then, yeah, she ultimately does. Like,
and
okay.
she's like flat out like, these guys are nuts. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
thank you, girl, for noticing that these people are fucking Looney Tunes.
But guess what? It's not enough just to notice. You've also got to act like it, and you're not. You're going along with their stupidity for no reason.
You should, the first thing, like, if you cared about either of them, you should have called the fucking police.
Yep.
You should have been like, I've got somebody who's apparently threatening murder or suicide.
Who figured out where I live and who I am and all this other shit, please.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there should have been no question. But no, let's go play the Squad Jam too, so I can save my friend. What?
Also, it's a small thing, but hey, are you familiar with the SAO incident, which in this universe would be a bigger deal than 9/11? Do you remember that thing that happened where a bunch of people were trapped for 2 years and a bunch of them died? No, I think I remember hearing something, but I don't know. It's
I do, but could you explain it to me anyway?
Sure. Well, you see.
I have SAO is bigger than 9/11 just repeated in my head over and over.
Sword Art Online is worse than 9/11 times 1,000.
My God.
My God.
So, and this, Legend of the Galactic Heroes has a lot of talking, but this was somehow more boring to me.
Yep.
And
Half the episode it took place in that fucking room.
Whatever fucking hotel room, conference bullshit.
It was her apartment.
Was it her apartment?
Yeah, it was her apartment. She invited them over.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
that's
eating at
right,
her place.
whatever.
They even say, "Hey, we'd like to come back sometime." And you know what?
That's
Well,
right.
That segment is fine for me because it's like, oh, hey, cool, we're getting to meet those girls. That's kind of neat. Dragged on a little too long, but I was like, hey, that's fine. If they come back, which they are.
I'm
Yep,
assuming,
they
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
They're in the intro.
I'm like, that's cool. That's cool to me. I'm okay with that. But then we meet M, and immediately, the moment
all
M,
the way down.
Like when M showed up, I was like, okay, this isn't make or break. If M is an interesting character and somehow this gets more interesting from here on out, I might like this show. No, nosedive. And you'd think introducing stakes would make me more interested, but it's done in the worst, dumbest way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am not surprised even a little bit, and I'm sorry to all you Kino's Journeys fans out there. I wholeheartedly buy that this was written by the same fucking person.
Damn.
Well, that's the thing. I can put up with that kind of illogical nonsense for an episode at a time and then move on to the next illogical nonsense. But if you're hanging this whole series on this, like, look, we're starting to repeat ourselves at this point.
Yep.
Nope.
It's not great.
Nope. It is the opposite, I would argue.
Man, I tried. I liked the last episode. Like, I even liked the recap. I went and watched
I watched the recap too.
That last part is funny as hell.
It was funny as shit.
They-
I'm like, okay, good.
They did a fucking, I swear to God, as a guy who plays PUBG, the whole spawning in the same place or the same map every time,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, no, that's great, because for a while there, you couldn't pick your map, and I was like, the
Yeah.
desert map, no! Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to like this show. Everyone out there who likes this show, I tried. I swear, I can't do this. This is, nope.
You tried harder than me.
Yep.
Yep. You did.
Well, that is a triple knife, so unless something else really shits the bed, we have a front runner for this week's death.
You know what I'm sad about?
What's that?
So I'm not editing the show anymore, actually. This show in particular.
Yeah.
It's now on to Stefan Krosek, wonderful editor, voice actor, like animator on our team. He took over for me so I can work on DBZA. You're welcome. And he is doing the deaths now. He did the last.
Yeah, he did Thanos and he did the Ghostbusters thing for Comic Girls.
Yeah. And now I'm sad because, oh man, I could have done some fun things with this, Steph. And I just cannot wait to see what Stefan makes.
You know what I'm sad about?
What's
What?
that?
Now I have to watch at least one more episode of Wotakoi. Let's continue.
You know what? I was gonna say it, then I wasn't gonna say it, and I'm glad you said it.
Wotakoi. Yeah, no, it's probably dying too. But hey, I could be wrong. We'll find out next week. But right now, we'll find out if Hinamatsuri is still real good in episode 7,
Spoilers, it is.
in which Anzu learns the ways of restauranting, Hina runs for student council, and Nita tries to get a date with Utako so that she can be Hina's new mom, Hukiho Jinxensu.
The show has done no wrong.
Yeah, this
It's the whole time. For Anzu, I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yep.
Hina, I'm dying laughing. It has me laughing out loud all the fucking time.
I swear to God, this show tortured Ansu for 3 whole episodes on purpose.
Yeah.
So when she goes to this home, it crushes you.
I know.
Oh.
She's like, oh, this is my room. I can turn on the light. I'm like,
What are you doing with those chopsticks? Well, I'm washing them. No, you throw those away. Oh. Well, that's not what he told me. And then the dad is like, I told her that all these people live in
Yeah.
her, but I'm gonna have to undo a lot of what they taught her. And I'm like, oh, it's true. It's sad, but it's true.
and God, just like, wait, the student council president, that's power? And then watching like whatever movie is like, I have all the power. The person with all the power makes the rules. I want it. The writing for this is just, it's so Western. It feels like something that like would air on American television.
The fact that she watches television and that's how her life is informed, like the line,
so good.
like the line where she's talking with Nita and he's like, I keep striking out with her. Or it's like, no, it's like, I'm so stressed about this. And she's like, well, maybe you should talk with somebody about it. And he's like, yeah, that is in the top 10 of things I never expected you to say. Also, by the way, in Japanese, it says besto 10.
Yeah, best
And I'm
10.
like, that's great. And yeah, no. Hina is the best when she gets you used to what she does and then does something different and it makes sense why.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so I have to talk about this. So the last segment where, so the whole date thing
Yeah.
is hilarious because Utako, is it Utako?
Yeah, Utako, yeah.
Utako completely misreads what actually needs to be done. No, it would be great if they dated. Nina wants a mom. It would be good for them. And she's like, no, he's got a kid. I can't be a part of that. That would only ruin their family. And I'm like... But then, so Hina is actually like, I wonder what having a mom would be like. And I'm not sure if she's actually emotionally invested or she's just curious and Nita's overreading it. I can't tell, and that's the best part.
I'm fairly sure it's the latter.
Yeah, I think she's just curious.
But then he comes in with the fucking...
With the puppet?
with
Yeah,
the puppet.
and it's like,
I'm your new mom. I'm your new mommy. And then it cut.
yeah, then that's the end. Yeah, no, it's... And just, God, and them celebrating, and then he breaks her foot. I was crying laughing. This show is so fucking funny.
The noises Hina makes in pain.
I know.
Are the best. Because the best part is that she doesn't have like big emotions.
Yeah.
But heavy pain still has to come out.
Also, when he has to go and he just talks about his life to the other Yakuza members, and then the stern leader's like, no, this is more important than the cops getting involved. You need to write her speech so she gets to become president.
Oh my God. And then she brings the speech to school, and everyone is like, and then she starts and is like,
yeah, and that is the oldest gag in the book of her reading the stage directions out loud, but it is played so well.
because the reactions are like, the people are like, wait, what was that? What was that last part?
Because everything else is like really good, and because her delivery is always monotone, it's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, wait. She's speaking sense here. and then totally, like I say, Looney Tunes logic. Any normal human being would realize, oh shit, she's reading this pre-prepared thing.
Yeah.
But these people, these idiots,
Yeah.
like, well, there were some strange things in there, but she's got some neat ideas.
And I love that her first speech was just the note card. I want a nap. I want more lunch food. The end.
And Hitomi's response is like, this isn't a speech, these are bullet points. And then Hitomi, oh my God.
Hitomi's just perfect.
Hitomi, so I feel like Hitomi's arc is going to be her learning to tell people to fuck off.
Yeah, because she just keeps getting dragged into everything.
Like, I was talking with Gavin about this. I'm like, I feel bad for Hitomi. And he's like, don't feel bad for Hitomi. No, girl needs to learn to tell people to take a hike. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, that is what Hitomi's arc needs to be. Anzu got a home. Hina's learning to be a little girl. And Hitomi needs to tell people, no, fuck you. I'm done.
Well, Hinamatsuri,
oh yeah,
fuck you with this big, beautiful eggplant.
Yep. Oh my God.
it's so hard to like sell people on this show. I hope us like talking about it and laughing is good enough for you, because I try to tell people the premise and they're like, oh, okay, I'll probably check it out. Watch it. You will love it.
Even the one scene with Anzu in the bath is so sterile that even the
because it's like, hey, why are you using cold water? I'm
Yeah.
like it has a point. I like that.
Yeah, I was like, at the moment I watched it, I'm like, no, it's fine. It's literally just established she's in the bath, and I'm like,
Yeah.
good on you.
No, it is not
Hinamatsuri.
played up for anything.
Yeah, no,
They have yet to do that.
God, I love the show. I
Yeah.
love the show so fucking much.
It's real good.
Do you mind if we take a little break?
Let's take a little break.
Sure.
And we'll be back after these massages.
And we're back here to talk about Legend of the Galactic Heroes, German theses in your faces.
Ew. No Scheisse film here, please.
In Episode 7, the refugee all-stars infiltrate the Imperial Fortress, take the commander hostage, seize control of the main control room, and pump the fortress full of sleeping gas. The Empire's garrison fleet, now caught between the captured fortress and Yang's alliance fleet, resolves to fight to the death until Yang blows up their flagship, in which case the rest of them say, yeah, no, we're going to peace out, though.
God, that sequence at the end was so good.
Yeah.
I was like, is he gonna? Oh, he did. Oh, he launched Thor's hammer, which is such a cool name for a cannon.
Question.
What?
Yeah.
Where'd they get sleeping gas?
Apparently, that's just a thing. Sorry, you were about to say. If you have an idea,
Oh,
that's more than I do.
I assume they said they knew a chemist who also made like the other stuff. I just assume he also made that stuff because they seem to be cutting out like details like that.
Yeah, there are the several particles, and that was cool, but like they had no supplies on them. Besides,
Well,
the
because that
briefcase
was
with the
when
several
they
particles?
showed up, didn't they?
They pumped it full of gas before they got in there, like before the fleet got in.
I don't know. Maybe it's in the thing. Maybe it's in the system.
Yeah.
It's space. I assume they have tanks
Maybe-
of sleeping gas somewhere on the Death Star.
Let's just, you know what? Let's assume as a safety measure, should anybody go rogue, they can pump
they just
the room full of sleeping
gas
gas.
the whole thing.
Yeah, you know what? That is actually a great safety precaution because then it's like, oh man, There's a fight breaking
We
out
got
down
we got a
there where
rebellion going on in District 4.
I did notice that too, but then again, if I'm watching Star Trek and they say, hey, we need to flood B deck with agraton radiation, I never think, how do they do that? Does it go through the main deflector dish? Or I just assume that that's a thing that they can do, apparently. So I was willing to go with it, but you're not wrong. It did seem a little weird.
That is my only real issue. So
No, I really like this episode.
Me too.
I love seeing more hand-to-hand combat action because when it's there, it's pretty darn good.
yeah, actually, I was color me surprised. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting like the hand-to-hand stuff in this to look good, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, cool.
Yeah.
Also, can I tell you how much I actually like spy movies? And can I tell you how much spy movies are actually made better by a sci-fi setting?
Yeah, I loved seeing them like in flash between, okay, we're going to do this, and then present, okay, we're going to do this, present. I love that structure too.
Yeah, it felt like kind of a heist movie.
Yeah.
Like going over the plan as they're getting in there is a perfect structure. I'm sorry, you can't go wrong with that structure unless you just suck at storytelling. It's so good.
It did strike me that Yang's big brilliant plan essentially boiled down to, hey, you, go in there and be a fucking badass.
But it worked.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
it worked, but it did involve, which I like that. Which Walter, by the way, I love getting like his backstory a bit too, realizing that his granddad got fucked over by the Empire and was like, okay, fuck it, let's go to the free planets. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I agree. Seeing Walter's purpose and his motivation was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make me wonder, like, now that makes me want Walter to turn bad because I want to
Oh,
see
right.
I want to see him going head to head against Yang.
Yeah.
Oh, on one hand, that would be kind of neat. On the other hand, I don't want bad. I don't want Walter to go bad. Walter's cool, and I like him, and I like the idea that he struggles along with the rest of them to win this. I feel like the whole like double agent turning evil has been done so many times.
Yeah, I mean, character-wise, storytelling-wise, you're right. That would be a boring choice. But just in terms of, I want to see these two dudes. It's like,
Yeah, have to have some conflict between the two of them.
it's like, yo, I want to see Batman and Superman fight, just not in that shitty way that they did in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and no, I think this episode went an extra mile to show that he was as cool as he seemed when he showed up. I'm like, okay, he seems like the most interesting, and this was his episode completely.
Yep.
I really liked it.
Something else that we got a glimpse of at the very end of this episode was the Dominion of Fezzen.
Yeah.
The like neutral third party that was talked about in one of those voiceover expo dumps, but hasn't really been a part of the story yet. Their president, prime minister, whoever he was like, okay, I guess I got to be paying attention to this Yang guy. Dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
Which I hadn't considered that. Oh yeah, there's those neutral dudes because they just had them in like the first episode and haven't been talked about since. So I wonder how that'll play in.
Yeah.
So the fact that they just took, what was it, the Iserlon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like that just as they said, that puts them at a stalemate. That's interesting.
Yeah.
How do you think this neutral party is going to react when they figure out that the two other parties are at a stalemate?
Yeah, you think they're like the puppet masters who've been playing the two sides against
I
each other
gotta wonder
all
if they're
along?
like profiting, like they're arms dealers to both sides or whatever they do. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm very curious because now they're introducing them. That's
Yeah, because there's got to be some complication now because Yang laid out his whole, like, we're going to get this fortress. It's going to be a stalemate. Neither of us are going to be in a good position to attack the other. We'll sue for peace. Job done. It's like, well, it can't be that simple, obviously, because we're on episode 7.
Yeah. But you know what actually made me think, just speculating a bit, I think that Oberstein actually works for Rezun or whatever for the neutral dudes. And he's undercover in the Empire.
was that Mr. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I love him.
I love him too.
He's so great because he's just over there like, excuse me, sir, I don't believe that's a good choice of action. I don't remember asking for your opinion. Yes, well, I'm going to give it to you anyway. This is a trap.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Oberstein. We're going to do what I want to do. You know what? Fine. I don't get paid
I'm
enough
taking
of
the
this.
escape ship because you're dead.
It is literally a matter of, fuck you, I don't get paid enough of this. I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Have you considered not being a fucking moron just for today?
Yeah, I believe he tells that to... he ends up telling it to both of them, and then
Yeah,
both
and
of them
they both
fuck
are
it
like,
up.
fuck it. So he's clearly some guy who knows what's up. So I think there's a lot more to him. Also, he's in the intro, so there's got to be something.
Yeah.
Well, freaking everybody's in that intro.
I mean, yeah.
There's that one panning shot.
Yeah, but he has a scene where he specifically turns around and faces the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he might be the person like aligned with the neutral party, which would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I like that idea.
But-
Although, you know what I bet happens? No, I don't think he is now. I think
okay.
I think once he left, and he's like, well, I obviously can't go back there.
Okay.
Like, because he's like, I'll be branded a traitor and etc. Well, looks like I'm going to Pheasant.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense because the Alliance, like, Yang pieces out when his superior officers fuck everything up, and he gets a bunch of promotions for it. But everybody in the Empire's like, nah, we can't
That's
turn around.
dishonorable.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
We'll be strung up by our nip-nips.
Which I love also how much the music does for the tension in this one. Like just the tiny little piano as they're like, all right, you got the body scan. Like, hey, you can't have a tattoo. What's that? Just a little piano going in the background. I'm like, ooh, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, and good thinking on like God, Walter is perfect for this because the moment he sees items, like, oh yeah, sorry about that, we had to blend in, and if we didn't get it, we were gonna get caught. We'll get it removed immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, that's right. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very basic writing. It's just good to see it's following suit. Great. Walter's my favorite character right now, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of angry because it's like it's Walter, Reinhardt, Siegfried, and a couple other characters than Yang. I won't lie to you, Yang is a little boring because he's got this great, dynamic of he's the L to
Yeah.
Reinhardt's light. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Both those characters were really interesting. And here we have Yang, who's like, oh no, I'm just in here so I can retire. And,
Yeah,
with my adopted son. So I
Yeah,
can, I
which
don't-
after you pointed out that Julian's got that target on his head, I am just assuming he's gonna die, and then that'll be what propels Yang to have some really big shift, which would be cool.
Yeah.
and also be really sad
It would.
because
but-
that kid. Oh man! Oh my God! Can you imagine if he dies and then Yang just sits there with the bourbon drinking himself into a stupor? I know, right?
Stop me now.
Yep, can't stop me now. And then after he runs out, that's when it breaks. It's like, no, he would have kept me from drinking all this. And then he goes to kill those Empire bastards.
We've got the Death Star. Point it right to him. Fuck it.
He probably would have stopped me from pointing Thor's hammer at these motherfuckers too, but he's not here now.
Yeah, this episode had a lot of great action. I'm still intrigued enough. I mean, it is a space opera, which they tend to take their time, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
It has more than enough investment from me. I'm definitely curious to see where it goes.
This is not my favorite show of the season, but it's got a lot of moving gears that, if this tilts just right, will probably propel it up for me. It's compelling. It's got luckily some pretty good characters to make up for what is currently a lukewarm main character. I'm fucking it, and I'm hoping to see that it gets better.
Yeah, I'd call this like a pretty solid B-, but very consistent. I always know what I'm going to get. It always delivers. I'm never like, I wonder what this episode's going to be like. And sometimes that's all you need. So
Yeah.
that's a trifecta on the books once again.
I'm happy to say, like, the last couple of episodes I've been on.
Yeah,
I
because I felt the same way when Yang had his first episode. I'm like, you're like really boring, and I think he's gotten a bit better with me than you. But I have faith that he'll get some more development.
The
too.
story is dragging him along. That's
Yeah.
the thing I don't like. I don't like a character with no agency.
Yeah.
And he has zero agency. Like, besides the fact that he wants this very basic thing of, I just want to retire. That's all I want. I mean, trust me, I like his way of doing it. Like, the way that he's going about it is the most interesting thing about Yang. I need emotion.
No, I think it's just him. I think his actions are cool, but himself, he needs a bit more.
Guys, let's move along to Golden Kamuy. In episode 6, Sugimoto has war flashbacks that cause him to choke while hunting deer. That bear hunter guy turns out to be one of the tattooed criminals who wants to hunt Ritar because it gives him a big boner, so Sugi's group hunts him back.
Boner!
Boner!
I love this fucker. I love this
I
fucker.
love him.
He is so fucking...
He feels like he's from a Tarantino movie.
Oh
And
my God!
And I
yes.
love it.
Holy shit! Now
Yeah.
I want to see Quentin Tarantino make
Do a
Golden.
Golden Kamuy, right?
Oh my God! No, just the scene where he's standing out there and he's like, "What? Don't you guys usually take ceremonial baths in the cold water before you hunt?"
Yeah.
It's like, stop looking at it that way. It's cold out.
Trust me, it's bigger if it's not cold. Yeah, no, he's insane.
Can I just point out, this guy seems like the kind of dude that would French another guy to make him uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
This guy is off the wall. He loses a bunch of fingers in that one move and doesn't flinch.
Yeah, nothing. Just keeps going.
Oh my God, he's so. I was a little bit worried about like introducing more characters, but right off the bat, his dynamic with this okay, what is he called? Oh,
Katagi?
Mataki?
Matagi?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, with the Mataki guy. I love these two. Like, these are just this great, like, you got a straight man and you got a crazy dude, and they're out to hunt some wolves.
I really like this show. I think that I'm already won over for most of the characters. Just seeing them eating in the hut and everybody getting wasted and Usurpa just being herself.
Oh my God, it's
So
Usurpa,
good.
Drunk Usurpa.
That was great.
No dice, Sugimoto. Oh, this is so good.
Yeah,
Out the fucking hut.
just sitting outside the hut the whole time. Then they talk serious for a bit and then pull her out while they're still talking.
That is one of the best visual humor jokes this whole season.
Yeah, no, that was great. That cracked me up.
Oh my God.
I feel like I'm maybe not quite as warm on this particular episode.
I can tell.
Most of the episodes, or at least most of the best episodes, strike a pretty good mix. Like, hey, here's your obligatory cooking show scene. Here's some wacky hijinks. Here's maybe a little character stuff. Here's maybe a little plot progression. Here's maybe even a little action if you're lucky. This felt like it was like this had 2 of those cooking scenes. This had a lot of people just chilling in their hut, just hanging out as characters. It did not have a whole lot of plot progression, and that felt kind of missing to me. Like this show has gotten enough goodwill out of me that, look, I'm not going to front. It's still getting that eggplant out of me, but this felt like one of the slower. This felt like that mid-season slump episode. Not terribly so, but just noticeably so.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but after the last couple of episodes, I'm okay with this, like, all right, now we're going to slow down a little bit. We're going to introduce a couple of new characters who are crazy and hilarious and great, and then have, again, one of the best visual gags in all of Golden
It was
Kamuy,
good.
just out the damn hut.
Great.
The timing on that, you could not have been better. And just, the other thing that I liked was that we see another kind of conflict arise. Ritar is the last wolf. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. And these hunters are after Ritar, best boy. That's great. And I love that this is a new kind of conflict for them to deal with. And it's, I don't know, I'm all up on this. And I'm so psyched for the next episode. Wait, when does that drop?
That drops
already out.
on. Oh yeah, Mondays at 11:30 a.m. Central Time.
Okay, can we wrap this up then?
I don't know. You gonna hold up a card?
You better bet I'm fucking this. God, I wasn't sure what to think of the show at the very beginning. I heard a lot of scuttlebutt that was very positive about it, and I wasn't sure why at first. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's got some neat characters and the setting's really good, but what's so good about it? No, I'm sorry. Every character that they've introduced had to add some kind of dynamic to this that I actually, at first, am a little weirded out about, and then it come to love. So you know what? Golden Kamuy, you're climbing up my ranks. Climbing up.
I'll say what I always say. I'm sure the manga's better, but I really, really like this adaptation. The performances that everybody gives are really, really solid. I think that the characters are so wild and fun and only matched by things like One Piece and other shonen things for like people that are this like expressive and interesting to me. I really like it.
You know what? The comparison to One Piece, I feel like, is not that bizarre. In fact, I believe that if you took away the powers from One Piece, you'd probably
You'd have
get
something like this.
I feel like, oh my god, I feel like this is something Oda could have actually like dabbled with.
Yeah, I think this because it's still ridiculous. You get a lot of food, a lot of comedy, but this is a lot more geared towards older audiences though,
yeah.
with how graphic it can get to, and I think it's really effective when it does.
What
it.
if Quentin Tarantino and Eiichiro Oda had a love child?
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is.
Oh, with the guy who writes the mangaka from Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, and he's over there in the corner.
Yeah, he's over there in the corner, not being allowed to talk. You know
Yeah.
what you did.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's what this is. Yeah, and I love it. It's man,
Guys, let's talk about Megalobox.
isn't it? It's Megalobox. I'm pretty sure it's Megalobox.
They say it in katakana, Megalobox, because they can't say Megalo.
Yeah, I'm just saying because it's Megalonia.
Rock'em Sock'em Cyborgs, Episode 7. Director Lady's brother and rival, Mikio, who uses an experimental AI-enhanced gear, calls Joe out and challenges him to a fight. Director Lady agrees to it in order to keep Mikio out of Megalonia, but Mikio threatens to expose Joe's fake ID, so Joe doesn't show up to the fight.
What a good ending.
Holy shit!
Yeah, you could tell something like this was coming because they make sure to drop that Chekhov's gun like, hey, look how far we've come on a fake ID.
Yeah.
Remember this, audience.
Yep.
God damn it! Like the moment I saw that happen to him, like, huh? Yeah, I guess they did use a fake ID, and we haven't talked about that much. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
a big deal, right? The fact that they had a whole fake ID and he's not supposed to be here. Oh, that's why they.
Yeah,
did that.
and then you just see the profile of his ID on the guy's computer. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But the way they did it, though, like the way they set it up at the end with the countdown and the music and the door closing, God, that was great.
God, the music in this show,
So good.
You cannot, man, damn it.
The opening bit with the kid like rapping.
Oh,
that
right.
was awesome.
Talking all about
Yeah.
Joe, like,
Uh-huh.
oh God, and a girl.
Everybody get like the Joe tattoos and like all the Joe posters and graffiti everywhere.
You mean the
Everybody loves
Joesters?
them. Oh, shut. Good one. I can't tell you to shut up because I would have said that.
Gareless Joesters on sale now for $5.99. Yeah, no, seeing the Joe fever hit is
yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. He's probably like the scrappiest underdog, and he's just knocking fuckers out, and that's great.
Yep. Which sort of makes me wonder, like the way the episode ends, I'm sitting here, you know, the guy's blackmailing him, like, what do you think would happen if people knew? Like, it would be an even more amazing rags to riches story, and the public would fucking love it.
Except for the fact that he'd be arrested and prosecuted, and then Pops would be dead. I mean, that's just how that goes down. The cops aren't going to care that this kid is an up-and-coming boxer. They're going to be like, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
I mean,
Enjoy prison.
That's the thing. We haven't really gotten a good sense of what does having an ID or not having an ID mean.
Yeah.
So it was like we can sort of assume that that's the case, but I wish it had been a little more firmly established, like that you're a fucking second-class citizen and you'll go to prison or something.
Yeah, because we see like at the very beginning of the show, there's like this raggedy outskirts, then there's the big city, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, you need an ID. Everyone in the city has ID, so I'm assuming they'll just like deport him out of the city or whatever. That's like the worst that could happen.
I wonder if you just can't live there because we do see him in the city in episode 1.
Yeah,
Whenever
that's
he's
true.
riding
That-
around
yeah,
on his
that's
bike.
right.
So there's not a guarded entrance to the city.
That's
don't
true.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could get it on forgery. Like, there's still some threat to it, like people knowing that, I suppose. But
I don't know how they're going to resolve this.
Yeah,
and
which
that's cool.
I like.
Yeah.
But this, again, just this show's style is all the way up my alley. It's all the way up my alley. It's sucking my dick for crack. Like, it's so, it's so stylized and rough in all the right ways, and the characters all have something to care about and something going for them. And I was worried about seeing like this leader's, like, the woman, I keep remembering, like Yuki something, whatever her name is. her brother, I'm like, oh, whatever, he's probably gonna suck. But I actually kind of like seeing him. He has a very punchable face, and I can't wait to see him get the shit stomped out of him.
He is the most punchable guy so far.
Yeah.
And a line of punchable guys. It's pretty good.
And they do a great job of introducing him in such a way that you don't know what his deal is until later. Like at first it's like, oh, aren't you afraid that that people are going to accuse you of nepotism? You know, your brother's getting into this.
Yeah.
And so you're assuming like, oh, he's a company man. They're going to be in cahoots together. And only slowly do you realize, oh no, they kind of fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
And the fact that they hate each other is so good.
Yeah.
Like her deal, his deal. And yeah, the first time we see him, and I was like, who the fuck is this dude? Talking to Yuri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and he's all like, so that junkyard done. You worried about him? And Yuri's like, I'm not worried about anything but the guy I'm gonna fight. And I'm like, but then, like, and so what is fucking what's his face do? Mikio? He's all like, yeah, but I'm not fucking taking chances. No, fuck him. He's out. And I'm like, that is cold. That is cowardly. But it's fucking he's what a great villain out of nowhere. I was not expecting this guy to just show up and be like a real antagonist. It's great.
I think he showed up just at the right point in the show to get the darkest moment twist, and I love when I can't tell what's going to happen next. I mean, it's real good.
Yep, giving it the trifecta.
Trifecta, indeed.
This is one that it's only a matter of time till someone picks this up and it's on Toonami.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
I mean, it's kind of sad that we can't actually just. I'm really sad that they couldn't have worked something out like they did with Space Dandy. Because
totally. That's what I thought they would do.
I would be watching this dubbed in a heartbeat because this is the exact kind of show that is begging for an English track.
Yeah, this is practically a Western show.
Yeah, this is, like I've said it before, a throwback to like that late 90s, early 2000, like the big anime boom. This was the shit that caused that big anime boom that made the West sit up and go, oh shit, this is anime though? Yeah, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's evocative of Bebop, Big O, Trigun, all that crazy shit. It's so good.
Yeah.
I honestly would rather see this on Toonami right now than My Hero, just because of it feeling like a throwback.
Okay, let's not get rid of the good show. Black Clover's sitting on that block
Oh yeah, that's right.
now.
Black Clover.
Oh, yeah,
Get
it's
that
still
shit
going.
off.
I forgot.
Yeah, Black
I
Clover's-
blocked it out of my memory.
Yeah,
There's a game coming out.
Of course there is.
There's
Yeah.
also a Killing Bites game coming out.
I know, and I
Supposedly.
can't wait.
I'm very curious about that. Was that the last show? Megalobox is always the last show, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Megalobox
Okay,
is the end.
before we wrap this up real quick, I wanted to actually plug a show, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so I've been watching Rokuhodo Yotsuiro Biori. It's basically a show all about four dudes, and we've talked about this way back, four dudes who run a tea house, and it's really good. Like, it's all about one guy who owns it, one guy who's his friend who's the cook, one guy who does all the sweets, he's a patissier, and one guy who's basically the muscle. He handles all the physical work around there. They're really adorable characters. It's a lot of food porn. Like, that's basically it's all about feeling good and food porn and four guys who are really likable and remarkably decent physical comedy. Like, the actual animation is just high enough to sell a lot of the jokes. So yeah, I'm putting it out there. I'm watching every episode week to week with my friend Gavin, and I really enjoyed it. So I think it's about 5-6 episodes in. If you want a nice, calm, relaxing show with some food porn and hot dudes, Rokuhodo Yotsuiro Biori.
I'd like to plug a show too. It's called Comic Girls. If you might have heard of it. It's pretty good. Scott loves it. It's probably his favorite show. But legit though, I did see the movie Lou Over the Wall, Yuasa's latest movie. Holy crap.
Shit.
So good.
Did you see that at the theaters? Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
So good. Saw the last subtitled showing. I don't know. I'm sure it'll get a release over here. But saw that when it had its theatrical run. Might do it. I'm the only person who's seen it, so I don't know. I might do a thing on it. But like, hot damn, you know how much I love Yuasa. That movie was spectacular.
Really should have seen it. Now that I think about it, we should have seen it. I would have loved to have done a review on it. Shit.
If I can suggest a show now.
All right, go
What?
ahead, Tyler.
I realized that I haven't used my High Dive account at all since starting it like 3 months ago. So I was like, I haven't watched My Love Story ever.
Dude, My Love Story is so good.
Oh, dude, My Love Story?
It's
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm also
Yes.
watching the dub.
I haven't seen the
Oh.
dub.
It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but yeah. So anybody who wants like a really, really, really cute and funny romance, like
When Wotakoi
rom-com-
is gone next week.
Yeah, for real.
yeah, no, just watch My Love Story. Like if that had been something that we could have possibly ended up reviewing, trust me, that would have probably made it into like a lot of our top threes. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
very good.
Well, I'd like to plug a show. It's called BoJack Uma-san. It's about a retired idol who was really big in the 90s and
Oh, yeah.
had a lot of trouble just keeping his life together ever since then, and how he it's a journey against depression and anxiety. It touched me deeply. BoJack Uma-san. It's on Netflix right now.
I'm amazed they have the idol sequences right after the horse races.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
Yeah.
Guys, Sword Art Thing-a-Ding is dead. Shall not be missed.
Shall not be missed.
Nope.
But we'll miss you until next week when we see you again. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next week.
Later.
Hey guys, Ben here. Just wanted to let you know that next week I'm going to be on vacation, so instead of our regular FMK programming, Kieran, Scott, and cameraman Tyler will be doing a special one-shot review of Made in Abyss. We'll be back the week after that with your regularly scheduled programming. Thanks as always to our patrons and Twitch subs for all the support.